Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Sonia and today we're going to be talking about sleep, how much we need, what is the benefit of good sleep, and some little tips that will help you get to sleep and stay asleep and have a great sleep. So I'm a health professional. I'm an accredited health professional. I'm also accredited as a lifestyle health medicine professional. And my aim for this channel is to present you with valid and reliable information. Now, the references are in the description box below for the information that I'm talking to you about today. So we know that if we don't get enough sleep, we get a little bit cranky. Things don't seem to go as well. It's like if you keep dropping something, you keep dropping it all day, or it impairs a lot of things, sleep does. However, studies now show that sleep could be considered, and I definitely consider it, as one of the most important things to actually get sorted before any other health issue. Because sleep affects your whole body. And everything is interconnected. And, if we can implement, say, 3 things that we can do, then to improve our sleep, then that will have benefits that ripple on throughout our whole body system. Scientists for many years have wondered what happened during sleep. Years ago, they thought it was like a form of death where our mind just went blank for the whole 8 hours we were asleep. But we now know that that's not the truth. We have electroencephalograms that actually track our sleep or brain patterns during sleep. And we know that that's not the case. Our brain is active during sleep and it's busy doing a lot of things like house cleaning and also sorting through memories. So that's probably the 2 main things that sleep actually does for you, but affects us in so many ways. So if you thought to yourself, I only need 4 hours sleep, I've got so much to do, I'm just going to, push on through the night and get it done, and you keep doing that night after night, well, you're actually setting yourself up for something or for some sort of disease process, or definitely on the way to Alzheimer's. So I'm just here to present the information for you, and this is what the studies are revealing. So during sleep, what happens is, our brain actually is active, it's busy sorting through things, and the mechanisms for sleep are actually set up by our circadian rhythm. And this starts at the beginning of the day when we arise, and we have light that filters into our eyes and sets us up for the rest of the day. So it's advised that in the mornings that you get out, you get in the sun, if you have sun, you get in even over on an overcast day. The light transmitted by that is enough to put your body in a correct state for a good sleep that night. And then we go through our day and our brain's active, and our brain does do a little bit of house cleaning during the day. However, it waits till the evening or at night when we sleep. So as it becomes evening, the sun goes down, it's a good idea to also, as the sun goes down, that we prepare our house, instead of having overhead lights blaring on top of us, use lamps, concealed lighting, things like that. And what happens is that sets our body up for a more restful sleep, or in the mood for sleep. Melatonin is secreted from the pineal gland in the evening, and this is what signals the wind down thing. So, our body starts to causes vasodilation, and it makes us feel a bit sleepy. Then if we're to lay down, our core temperature actually goes from, our core temperature is usually warm because that's where all the action happens. So if we were to lay down in a supine or a laying down position, then our temperature becomes dispersed to our peripheries and causes and the melatonin causes vasodilation, which means that our limbs, our body temperature, surface body temperature becomes warmer. So these things act, and then, cortisol production drops off, and then we sleep. And then as it heads towards morning, in the early hours of the morning, cortisol production ramps up again, and then, which, gets our body ready to, and our extremities ready for action for when we get up in the morning. So, and then it all starts again. Sleep has a number of different processes during sleep. There's a number of different stages, but the two main ones are deep sleep and REM sleep. Now, during deep sleep, this is referred to as like house cleaning. Our brain is busy from cellular activity all during the day. And so what happens is our brain actually has a lymphatic system, okay? So our body has a lymphatic system that cleans away, any nasty things and, things that shouldn't be there. Our brain also has a lymphatic system, and that's how it's called, what it's called. And its job is to get rid of, things that shouldn't be there, bits of debris, cellular activity, and it cleans house. So it gets rid of all this. However, if this doesn't happen, and so you need deep sleep for this to happen, if your sleep is shortened and you don't get enough sleep, this deep sleep is affected, and what you get is a buildup of this debris that shouldn't be hanging around your brain. And this can increase things and make you more susceptible to things, to other diseases. And definitely it's been pinpointed to Alzheimer's. And so, making sure that you get enough deep sleep actually helps your body to get rid of things that it doesn't need. REM sleep, on the other hand, is more of like an overnight therapy. So what happens in REM sleep is, it sorts through conflict, traumatic events. It processes these during REM sleep. And research has found that as the brain is processing this, these emotions, and how you felt, and this happened, and busy processing it, during this stage, you don't actually experience the feelings that are associated with these situations. So it's a way of processing and dealing with things. And, therefore, the overnight therapy is a good thing, and making sure that you have REM sleep so that you can deal with situations. Because let's face it, we always are going to have conflict. We're always going to have things that don't go well. So in summary, REM sleep actually helps us to dissipate the painful memories or sting from emotional or traumatic experiences that have occurred during the day. So what a good thing. So studies show that we actually do need more than 7 hours sleep a night. And during the year, in over 70 countries across the globe, there is 2 things that happen. It is called daylight saving. What happens is we wind forward our clock, and then at the end of that period of time, we wind it back. And studies actually show that when we wind forward our clock and lose 1 hour of sleep, it increases the incidence of heart attacks by 24% the next day, increases in road traffic accidents, hospital admissions, domestic violence, and suicide occurs. And that's from 1 hour less sleep in a population. So these are a little bit confronting. 1 hour sleep makes such a huge difference. So what happens when there is less or more? Or what is ideal? Let's find out. So as an adult, we need 7 hours sleep or more, not less. So 7 hours sleep, and that is enough for us to have optimal health. Anything less than this, there is associated with things like higher mortality, cardiovascular disease, weight gain, depression, hypertension, stroke. So we don't want those things. Now, how old in our SAFE? We've got family. So children 6 to 12 years old need between 9 to 12 hours a night. Teenagers or those from 13 to 18 years actually need 8 to 10 hours. And studies show that something like 70% of this 12 to 13 to 18-year-old group are actually sleep restricted. So these are, adolescents who are dealing with feelings, emotions, conflict. They're also learning new information and trying to store information. They're sitting exams. So it's so important to have sleep so that they can carry on and deal with cues and pick up on people's cues during the day and situations, and have the ability to store information. So there is a research study where a number of people were restricted at just 4 hours over several days of sleep. So 4 hours a night over several days. And what happened is their glucose level or blood sugar level was the same as a person who is pre-diabetic. Then they did another study where there were people who were sleeping, or individuals who were sleeping less than 5 hours a night, and they were given their flu vaccination, and they had a 50% less immune response to that injection than those who were sleeping optimal amounts. Now, so not only does it affect, our glucose levels, it affects our immunity, it affects so many things. Sleep is just so important, and we need to be aware of this. We put in motion, having good sleep, a certain amount every night, 7 hours optimal, and then it's easy then to build on the other things that we should be doing, which is, eating more healthfully, plant-based diet, moving more, all those things. So young men, in terms of sexual hormone virility, were given 4 hours sleep over a number of nights, and their levels dropped to that of a male aged 10 years older than their age. So if you're looking or seeking to have a family, make sure you're going to bed and having at least 7 hours sleep, because it affects your sexual hormone virility. In women, sleeping less than 8 hours has a huge impact on menstrual cycles, infertility or your fertility rate, and this can all be impacted by sleep. Who knew, right? So all this, information is coming out of studies that is looking into sleep, how much we get, how much we need, and what happens to our bodies when we don't have enough. So I just want to give you 3 things that you can do just to improve your sleep. That really are pretty simple things, okay? So one is get out in the light in the morning. Get light on your retinas, in your eyes, okay? So whether it's overcast, there's still enough light outside. Sunlight is beautiful. So if you get out and into the light early in the morning, it helps you wake up and sets yourself up for a good sleep for that evening. Then, as it's becoming later in the day, it comes to evening, dim down your lights in your house, use lamps, discreet lighting, those things, and that will help set you up for a better sleep and winding down. The other thing is supplements. So taking supplements like magnesium is great to help for your sleep. So lots of people are actually deficient in magnesium, and it has other benefits as well. And you can look into that as well. But definitely magnesium helps you relax. And, there's lots of studies into magnesium as well. And there's also something in chamomile tea. So in chamomile tea, there's something called apigenin, which, for some people, just having a cup of chamomile tea is enough. For others, it might mean taking a supplement of that particular thing. So, and then of course, the other thing is there's things that actually help you go to sleep. So there's tools that you can use on your Android or Apple phones. And these can be things as simple as white noise. It can be relaxation or breathing. It can be things like, diffusing essential oils, having a warm bath, and setting your body in and helping that sleep. It could be as simple as having white noise and turning on a fan above your bed or beside you. So sometimes things like that actually help with your sleep and help you get to sleep. And then just some random things that I like to add is don't drink coffee after 12 midday because it takes about 10 hours to get out of your system. Many people think it doesn't, but it does. And then the other thing is eat your main meal at least 3 hours before going to bed at night. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful. It's all about being more healthy and preventing disease, and sleep is so important for your health. So if you're struggling at the moment and you're having trouble sleeping, think of the things that I've just said, and I do have some other videos on sleep hacks that you can look at. I hope this information has been helpful for you, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe below. Bye for now.